Man, this is literally all we want. A little body facial hair, a little muscle, a little fat. It's that simple. This is literally Superman. Apparently male body standards are out of control. Let's see what it's about.
For men, today's standards of muscularity are fucking obscene.
We used to aspire to be like Brad Pitt from Fight Club. And now, because of this incessant drive of consumer capitalism, this incessant permeation of our brains subconsciously with social media algorithms.
Physique inflation is very real.
And it seems to...
Wait a second. I just heard my voice. Yeah, he's right. I think it's mainly because of social media. I would say social media is the main factor that's causing this.
...be happening at an accelerating rate.
And fitness enthusiasts are concerned.
We are led like sheep into the slaughter to ever more muscular and lean physiques.
To the point where a great physique 10 years ago can be considered average or even bad by today's standards.
Mike Chang, Scott Herman, Jeff Nippard, their natural status used to be perceived as highly questionable. Today, people are calling them average.
Follow the science-based guys. Why is it that...
A few years ago, I used to be called a fake natural. Now I'm considered small.
You remain so mediocre, yet you know so much?
A shift we can see in Baywatch, Marvel movies, amongst modern superheroes, reality TV shows, and suspiciously muscular Netflix teenagers.
Can you rate this guy's physique?
Can't see him. Oh.
What is wrong with you? You think this is a dad bod?
The amount of muscle that's on his frame, and this is a dad bod? Holy crap, when I become a dad, I gotta step things up.
Have you seen what most dads actually look like in the real world?
Experts are worried it's an issue that's trickling down from the bodybuilding world, an illusion driving many to shortcuts.
Hot take, but I think guys being a little overweight like this is attractive. What?
Male body dysmorphia is on track.
Yo, that's me. I am one of the leading fitness personalities that's bringing awareness to the subject. So I am so happy to see someone else making a YouTube video on this. In fact, he has such a big platform. I hope this video goes viral.
To overtake female body dysmorphia within about 2 decades.
So why are experts worried? It's about to get a lot worse. And how did we end up in this position?
Is that what a man looks like?
Fight Club was a pivotal film on the turn of the century. People wanted to look like this. Impressive, but also realistic.
Seriously? It's like you're photoshopped.
Back then, performance enhancers carried a heavy stigma.
Take steroids and eventually everyone will see you for what you really are. A fake, a fraud, an asterisk.
But in bodybuilding, they became essential. Each year, competitors pushed to get bigger and leaner, no matter the cost. From Steve Reeves to...
I remembered when I was on social media earlier on, no one talked about steroids. Which was good because as a young guy getting into fitness, you had no idea what steroids was. You just knew it was bad to take and yeah, you'd get size, but it wasn't easy to access. You didn't know much about it and it was almost like taboo. Even guys that was taking steroids, clearly, they would never come out and talk about it. But now in 2025, it's the complete opposite. Everyone is super transparent and I wonder what this transparency did. I mean, I'm sure you all know.
Jay Cutler, the look became more extreme, so everyday people turned to Hollywood physiques for inspiration. Hugh Jackman, Chris Evans, Henry Cavill. But the extreme standards of bodybuilding had already begun to trickle into the mainstream.
There comes a day where being average, being mediocre, is just sickening to you.
Video blogs blew up, then Instagram, focusing the attention on the visual. Fitness wasn't just about health anymore, it was about aesthetics. And this marked the rise of the fitness influencer.
And I just want to share my experiences and advice of what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me.
More and more influencers joined the scene, but it was ultimately the most impressive looking that rose to the top. Genetic outliers, with many suspected of taking shortcuts.
I got into fitness just after the rise of fitness influencers, and if I'm being honest, my main motivations or the physiques that motivated me the most was Jeff Side and David Lade.
Cuts to get ahead.
Guys like Mike O'Hearn and Simeon Ped, those guys aren't natural, but yet they claim they are, and so they also stand out.
The demand for more impressive physiques was reflected in Hollywood, with the remaking of Baywatch and progression of Chris Hemsworth, Zac Efron, and Hugh Jackman. But people began calling actors out for secretive steroid use.
Reporter Greg here, reporting the news. The Rock's lying! Hello, wake up and smell the freaking coffee!
Thank God for influencers like Greg. I do think Greg Doucette was such a good addition to the fitness scene because no one really talked about how unnatural these Hollywood physiques were, but Greg brought light to this, which was good because people realized that these Hollywood physiques weren't achievable unless you took steroids. So
this kindled the demand for humbleness, honesty, and transparency. So a new type of influencer emerged.
I am sick of fake influencers.
But some people started being a little too transparent.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to teach you some steroid maths.
Perhaps normalizing and glorifying steroid usage. It became less taboo.
So this is the problem I mentioned earlier. People are now super transparent about their steroid use. The ones that are super transparent, they're doing it for the clout. They know it will get them views. They don't care about you. They're not really doing this to be transparent. They're doing this to get clout.
More accessible, which led to a sharp rise in young users.
That's why I went viral originally in short form, because nobody ever thought about posting videos of them injecting steroids and then working out.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Some influencers began to use Photoshop and camera tricks to stand out.
These aren't the only people in the industry doing this. Check your newsfeed. If you follow a lot of fitness people, I guarantee you will find more that are doing this now that you're made mentally aware of it.
This became such a problem. The Instagram versus reality subreddit gained over 1 million followers, exposing many people for using filters and tricks.
Do I even need to draw the lines to show this is edited?
But what people...
Social media is not real life. Stop comparing yourself to physiques you see on social media. Trust me, it's going to be good for you mentally if you do that. Consume social media with a grain of salt.
Watched train the algorithm, so social media learned exactly how to keep you scrolling. Now, if you ask ChatGPT for the average male that goes to the gym regularly, you're presented with this.
There's nothing average about this.
That is crazy. This is a physique that most men will not achieve, and the reason why ChatGPT is spitting this picture out is because it's getting data from all the fake physiques they see on social media, but social media is not real life. But obviously an AI tool is going to think this is what the average physique looks like, when this is far from true. We all know this is not an average physique. In fact, I don't even look this good.
This body for a 35 to 40-year-old male who goes to the gym regularly.
It worked this out from the internet, where edited and optimized bodies aren't rare, they're the standard. Body dysmorphia is becoming a cultural aesthetic as opposed to a mental health issue. To many, natural doesn't even look normal anymore. As highlighted...
That's me again. That video of me went viral. That's just a natural picture of me in the morning, no food, not the best lighting, and people shout on me in the comment section, guys. Like, what social media is doing to the audience is very real. Body dysmorphia is really on the rise, and it's honestly, it's sad.
By the recent trend, showing long-time lifters revealing their physiques in natural light, only to face brutal criticism. This is what 8 years of training looks like. Achievable in 1 year. This is 13 years of consistency. 13 years. You can easily achieve this in 2 to 3 years. We're talking about bodybuilders here.
I personally don't think it's surprising that so many younger people are taking a metric fuckload of anabolic steroids.
Yet, while some worry about physique inflation, others argue we're glorifying obesity. To understand what's really happening, we need to look at the data. Is the average man actually getting fitter? The average American is 5'9", 200 pounds, with a 40.5-inch waist, putting body fat between 20 and 30%. Obesity is on the rise. The average American eats around 3,500 calories a day and takes just 4,800 steps. No wonder health span is falling. In fact, 1 in 4 people can't do a full squat, and 1 in 3 can't manage a single push-up, according to a UK fitness report. But the average fitness enthusiast is likely more muscular thanks to better information, equipment, and resources. A good thing, since the fitness industry has made things easier. If we look to powerlifting data, the average bench is somewhere around 250 to 300 pounds, squat 350 to 400, and deadlift 425 to 475 pounds. But those are trained competitive athletes. It's like comparing your reading speed to someone in a book club. The average 5K time for men around 29 minutes, and that's only amongst those fit enough to sign up to a race. Here's what the average American man looked like in 2011. The truth is, the average person looks nothing like the physiques that we're constantly being shown online.
So that's the problem. We have fitness enthusiasts that's comparing themselves to the best of the best on social media, but not to the average person that does not gym.
It's becoming rarer for people to maintain a healthy weight, and it's this stark, widening contrast that experts are worried about.
How old are you?
16.
16? But are you natty or not, bro?
Natty.
Wow, I respect the honesty, bro.
Today, there's more teenagers doing steroids than ever before. People who have barely been training.
It's because of how transparent people are, and everyone wants shortcuts. No one wants to put in the time, no one wants to wait, no one wants delayed gratification. Everyone just wants a quick fix, and with how transparent people are about steroids and the results, people see this, they realize how quick it could take for them to get results taking steroids. So let me jump on. I don't mind the side effects.
Jumping straight to enhancements.
There's nothing respectable about taking gear at 16 years old. Period.
The rise of people using steroids while claiming they're natural, or just eat chicken, broccoli and rice, is fueling unrealistic expectations, leading many to give up on their fitness routines altogether. Reckless performance-enhancing drug use and poor mental health.
What's also happening is people that don't take steroids, they're not progressing as fast as the people that take steroids. The people who are just getting into the gym and they're consuming fitness social media, they see people making these crazy fast transformations, then they look at themselves and they're like, oh, why am I taking so long to progress? Then they give up, not knowing they're comparing themselves to people that take steroids.
Perhaps a greater issue is not physique inflation, but deflation, where people think they need TRT or steroids to gain a bit of muscle and look good. Patience is a dying art on social media.
For all the years up to this point, what people focused on was nutrition, workout routines. There is such a disturbing trend right now where those search terms and even those interests have been replaced by TRT, SARMs, peptides, Ozempic.
A recent study found that the fitness advice given by the most followed fitness influencers is often either harmful or lacks credibility. Hardly a surprise when the most extreme stuff rises to the top. Fitness is becoming less about health and more about performance art, a hyper-reality crafted to maximize views. This is why people are suggesting that fitness influencers are a plague on getting fit. It's why what Martin Birkin coined f***arounditis is still such a problem. The tendency to avoid consistent effort and focus on unproductive activities, resulting in a lack of progress towards a goal. It's not one person's fault, but a deeper consequence of fitness social media. If you're not shredded, you have a dad bod. Bear in mind, many of these people are Hollywood superheroes, some of which have
The way video works, you could only see how muscular someone is when they're shredded. So let's say someone like myself that may be a higher body fat percentage, my physique will not look as good on social media. People, especially those that are new into lifting, they would not be able to realize how much muscle mass I really have. So if I want to get high engagement on social media, or if I want people to truly see how muscular I am, I gotta be shredded.
Probably taken steroids. And this is literally Superman. However,
man, this is literally all we want. A little body facial hair, a little muscle, a little fat. It's that simple. This is literally Superman. This gotta be Rachel Reed. This is satire. She's joking. This is not real.
A large reason these sort of posts go viral is because they're such wild takes. Regardless, there's a clear rising pressure for men. A study found 22% of men aged 18 to 24 show signs of muscle-focused eating disorders. Even the godfather of American fitness grew concerned about the mental benefits of exercise being neglected. As the television was first invented,
well, this is what I think. People have gotten so far away from the natural way they should be living that they have lost the ability to be happy anymore. Because you cannot separate the mind and the body. It's an impossibility. Exercise is not only to make you more beautiful, more glamorous, but the therapeutic value of exercise, how it relieves nervous tension, how it increases your pep, your energy, and your vitality. That's the wonders of exercise.
This is why
most people don't work out for health reasons. It's usually for the aesthetics, and it's always going to be this case because as humans, we're visual creatures. I do think if you want to do this a long term, it's good to take a step back and think about how healthy this is actually making you. Even researching on the health benefits from working out, because I do think a lot of people don't know how many health benefits are associated with working out. I do think this could help you out mentally and could help you stay in the gym long term.
In transformation, I limited the time I spent on social media, and it helped a ton. I didn't end up looking like Ashton Hall, perhaps because I didn't wake up at 3 AM, but I'm no longer built like ET, because I actually stuck to my routine.
You only fail if you stop.
Gym inflation might be a thing on social media and in comment sections, but in reality, things seem to be heading the other way. Most of the people mocking top-tier physiques or real fitness progress are just online too much, caught up in an echo chamber, inflated by physique inflation. That's why curating your media diet is crucial. Follow people who actually benefit you, not negatively warp your perspective.
The term influence means to have an effect on the character or development of someone. Be mindful of who you follow and be careful of who you let influence you.
Be proud of your own progress, and remember that a vast industry profits off your insecurity. In other words, it's best to focus on your own habits, because it's hard to worry about other people's grass being greener when you're more focused on watering your own.
If you're looking for a good, reputable, credible fitness influencer that gives good advice, that's natural, that's going to help you with your own fitness journey, you're interested in building muscle, losing fat, even if you're interested in online coaching, I have a link in my description, but I have lots of YouTube videos that could help you out. That's it for today's YouTube video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and until next time, peace.